What's going on, everyone? Conservative Video Dipper here. I was going to wish y'all a happy Turkey Day, but about 27 minutes ago, the New York Times just posted this. That 2 National Guard members were shot and killed near the White House. And they were killed. Not injured, not wounded, but killed. And New York Times did an article here. I'm going to read a little bit of it. I don't normally like to read New York Times, but this is what we got. 2 National Guard members killed in a shooting near White House. West Virginia governor said the guardsmen were members of the state deployment to Washington. The police said one suspect was in custody, President Trump, who was in Florida. Said the attacker also had been shot. So this may have been an alleged political motivated shooting. We don't know, but this may have been politically motivated. This is very despicable. This is gross. This is absolutely sad. I don't know what caused this, but like I said, it's sick. 2 members of the West Virginia National Guard were shot and killed near the White House on Wednesday afternoon. It happened around 2:15 p.m. They were, and you can read here, dozens of emergency responders and police and vehicles were amassed at the corner of 17th and 1st Street Northwest near the entrance of a hotel just northwest of the White House. Local police had cornered off several blocks as emergency workers tended to one of the apprehended victims. The White House is on lockdown. I'm sure they're probably still on lockdown, which is protocol, until they figure out if there is any more threats, alleged threats, or if there is any more reason for them to fear. Then they will go from code red, condition red, to orange, which it says here. Condition red, which is a really high significant threat, to orange. You know, different threats here, orange and red, or whichever. So, whichever threat, so they'll go from high alert to low alert. So they're going to figure out whether they're on high alert to low until all of the threats are allegedly neutralized, or there's no more threats. Then they will then decide to either go off of lockdown. Until then, they will stay on lockdown, as of probably right now. Again, Trump is in Florida, probably at Mar-a-Lago. So, luckily, Trump is safe, which is good. But, sadly, the 2 National Guards were shot. Here's a picture. You can kind of see some of the stuff. The attack came amid President Trump's highly contagious deployment of more than 2,000 National Guard troops across the street and subway stations of Washington, D.C., with many of them concentrated in tourist spots downtown last week. Federal, yeah. Anyway, you can read this, but anyway, they have witnesses' description. They are in lockdown. So this is basically right now the gist of it. We don't know the reason why. We don't know what caused it. We don't know why this person did it. But it's sad. Nevertheless, it is very, very sad. More than likely, like I said, right now, they probably will stay on lockdown until they figure out if there is no more alleged threats and it's all clear, which then they'll probably start having the FBI, the Department of Justice, Homeland Security, all of those people will probably start doing investigations. More than likely, it will be a big cabal of investigation happening, and then maybe some answers will be given. We might not get the answer to why. More than likely we won't. Because the shooter's dead. But they can maybe try to guess, which more than likely is what they'll probably do. They'll probably guess, and their guess will probably more than likely be possible political motivated, which probably would be my guess. It was probably politically motivated. Or maybe not just politically motivated, but some person with some kind of mental illness. And of course, we know that the media is going to very much spin this with their narratives. The left is going to use this and say it's another alleged white man with extreme habitual gun violent type issue, which it's sad and it's stupid and it shouldn't be looked at that way. Because why we shouldn't look at it this way? One, because we don't know right now anything about the person. We don't know about the shooter. We don't know what the motive was for the shooter. We don't know why the shooter did it. We don't know anything. And a lot of people will jump into conclusions. We don't want to do that. A lot of media will probably try to do that. Number two, two National Guards, two guardsmen lost their lives. Those two guardsmen are not going to be able to go home and have Turkey Day. celebrate Christmas, birthdays, or any holidays with their family anymore because they are dead. And that is sad. That is the most saddest thing to hear. Because somebody was selfish. Because somebody wanted to do something. And that right there is disgusting in itself. Yes, they should find the answer as to why this happened. But they can't because the shooter's dead. I'm sure we all would love answers. I'm sure we would all love for the shooter to be brought down to justice and be arrested and charged. But it's not going to be that way, folks. I'm sure we would love, instead of having those two National Guards being killed, we would love for them to go home and have turkey dinner or have Thanksgiving with their family instead of being buried in their tomb or cremated for life. I'm sure their families would love for them to be alive than dead. And we know that. And it's sad. And it's sad. But we also have to remember that they died heroes. They died heroes by doing what they did. They protected the White House. They protected and served and defended the White House. And they didn't die in vain. They should be remembered, not just as heroes, but as loving parents, loving brothers, sisters, cousins, uncles. They should be remembered also as family members too. And it's sad that this had to happen. And it's sad that this had to come down to it. But at the same time, this is, what happens when somebody who is not possibly in the right state of mind does something stupid. And it's sad. And it sucks. And our condolences go out to these two gentlemen's family. Excuse me. To their friends. Our condolences go out to every single one of the people that knew them. And we salute them and thank them. And we are sorry that they died this way. And I'm sure Trump will probably talk about this after Turkey Day. I'm sure Trump will mention something about this. And I'm sure Trump will say something about this. Very much so. Probably a little more heartfelt than my speech. But it sucks. Because shit like this isn't fair. It's not fair that these two people had to die before Turkey Day. And that some asshole had to do this. But this is what I report. But anyway, have a happy Thanksgiving. I love you guys. God bless you guys. See you guys soon.